We mentioned your Twitter feed, and this one from the other day got a lot of attention when you tweeted, "Not going to say how crazy good some of the things I've been told about Justin Fields, the professional, have been thus far. Don't want to hear the It's Only Training Camp brigade puff up their chest and scream at the top of their lungs, but it has been that good, just saying." Lewis, we have talked a great deal about that tweet here on this program, and I continue to remind everyone, you said similar things about Patrick Mahomes in his first training camp once upon a time, and that's gone well. So I would love you to expand on what it is that you are hearing that led you to tweet that.
Yeah, I think, well, first and foremost, look, we all know that there was a lot of BS circling around Justin Fields heading into the draft, okay, as far as whatever his level of football intelligence was, whatever his level of commitment was to the game, was he going to be the guy who's going to go the extra mile to be great or not? But there was a lot of that going on, a lot of it. I'm going to just tell you this. I'm pretty well connected in Chicago. From day one that he has gotten there, they could not be happier and more ecstatic about his level of commitment, his attention to detail, his football IQ, his willingness and desire, and how intentional he has been to eliminate all distractions, his leadership, his poise, his swagger, his respect towards Andy Dalton as far as saying, hey, look, I know why I'm here, but at the same time, I know you've been a good pro. So he has been a guy who has kind of fallen in line, performed when he's needed to perform, but also shown Andy the level of respect that he believes that Andy deserves. When he gets out on the football field, his continuous progression as far as being able to get these long, lengthy play calls communicated in the huddle, his ability to know what not only he's doing, but what everyone else is doing, and that improvement that he's making every single day has them, I can just tell you this, it has them freaking ecstatic. It's just a matter of now, when, as I said before, when do they kind of like pull that show cover off of him and say, hey, look, it's time for you to go? Because Matt wants to play it safe with him because he wants him to be great. And I get that. I'm just saying, I think it's going to be I think they're just going to have to at some point in time just go, man, just put him in there. Enough of this waiting, put him in there. Because he is blowing their minds as far as how happy they have been with everything that he's doing.
Now, Sacho, you cover the college game for us as well, so you know what Lewis is talking about. For those who don't, I'll remind everyone the words processing leading up to the draft is one that you never hear. All of a sudden this year, can he process? Can he process? And that was said about Justin Fields so much, and I believe that, Lewis, is what you're referring to as far as the BS that was out there about him before the draft. That said, Sacho, your thoughts on Fields before the draft and what you're hearing now?
Yeah, my thoughts on Fields before the draft is that he was the best quarterback, or put him behind Trevor Lawrence, but one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. And so all the talk about him slipping, you can hear what Ryan Day said beforehand, the head coach of Ohio State. All that was BS. This guy's phenomenal. And so I actually predicted that the Bears would trade up for him. I said they trade up for 12. They went to 11 to get him. So I think this is a great move and a great fit for the Chicago Bears. I was in Chicago in 2018, so with Matt Nagy and with Ryan Pace, I know they needed to make a move, but I believe they're going to be patient. You know, you got a bye week in Week 10. You want to start Andy Dalton, reevaluate that, and maybe after Week 10, you can make that change. I think they want a longer run for him to have success rather than trying to put him in right now.
That's a lot of patience. Shefty, what are you hearing coming out of Chicago?
Listen, they love what they are seeing. You heard Lou. Lou knows very well. The issue is how long they can hold off on putting him in there when they have been open about Andy Dalton being QB1. That's what they tweeted out after they signed him. That's what they reaffirmed after they drafted Justin Fields. That's the man they've stood by. And so as much as they love Justin Fields, as much as they've been impressed by everything they've seen from Justin Fields, I think that is exactly right what Lou's saying. When do you resist the urge to go play a guy who is impressive in camp when you want to lean on the veteran who they also trust right now? And I think that you're seeing something similar in San Francisco unfold with Jimmy Garoppolo, who's had a strong camp, and Trey Lance, who's lit it up the last few days in practice. And you see the young quarterback, and you see the talents, and you see it on display. And it's just a question of when is the right time to unveil it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.